So, the last topic we were talking about was box breathing through anxiety, depression, stuff like that. I'm going to tell you about some foods today that can contribute to, they don't cause depression like directly, but they can contribute to low moods, and I will tell you why. So, they contribute to low mood, they contribute to anxiety, brain fog, and worsen symptoms if you eat these kind of foods regularly. So, here are the main ones kind of linked to low mood and depression. So, refined sugars and sweets. Now, a lot of people have these, a lot of children have them. So, basically, these are the kind of things that can make you have mood swings and irritability and all that kind of stuff. So, refined sugars and sweets, such as like cakes, biscuits, fizzy drinks, chocolate bars, anything like that, because they cause like blood sugar spikes and then crashes. So you're on a high and then a low. So you can say if you eat a lot of sugar at once, it can cause you to have mood swings, and then the crash will cause you to have fatigue and can even cause irritability. We all know about processed and fast foods that are not good for us in general, but they can also contribute to, you know, inflammation in your body, which can be associated with depression, because your body does react to how you're feeling. They say you are what you eat. So anything like chips, burgers, pizza, fried chicken, ready meals, they're all high in the unhealthy fats and additives. So the unhealthy fats and additives are linked to inflammation. And like I've said before, inflammation can be associated with depression. There's like trans fats and hydrogenated oils. Now, these are found in everyday things like margarine, but also fried snacks and cheap baked goods. So, biscuits are pretty cheap, and they actually disrupt your brain chemistry and they lower your serotonin. Now, doesn't that surprise you? Because I'm sure not a lot of us knew that. I mean, we all eat like white bread, pasta, pastries, white refined carbs. But because they work like sugar, they cause a quick high and then again a crash, which can completely change mood, cause fatigue, and deep crashes in mood. The higher you go with your foods, the lower you're going to come back down. Like, people will say to use sweeteners and instead of sugar and all that kind of thing, but artificial sweeteners, especially that aspartame and saccharin or sucralose, and they're often found in diet foods and drinks because they're taking out the sugar and they're replacing it with these artificial sweeteners, which are worse for you. So, they can all affect the brain. The artificial sweeteners can. So they affect your brain by affecting the neurotransmitters and may worsen anxiety in some people or low mood. Now, we all know too much caffeine isn't good for you. Like too much coffee, and especially energy drinks, which a lot of the kids seem to drink nowadays. Some adults drink energy drinks just to get through the day because they're just knackered. But it leads to anxiety and then poor sleep, and it also worsens low mood if you are already feeling pretty down and you just take a drink to try and make you feel better. So if you're living on energy drinks because you're absolutely shattered, it's going to make you worse. I mean, even strong tea, too much caffeine, too much tea, that can make your mood worse. alcohol, as we know, a lot of people use alcohol to make them feel better, which it might do, you know, for a very short period. But alcohol is a depressant, so it relaxes you, but also worsens your depression, or can make you feel depressed, even if you're not suffering from it. So it interferes with your sleep, because when you've had a drink, the sleep that you get isn't actually proper sleep. You may think that because you've had a drink, it relaxes you and makes you sleep. The fact is, your brain is not sleeping because it's not natural. So again, that can cause poor sleep, increased anxiety, and if you're drinking alcohol every weekend or every weeknight, and it's something that you do quite often, it does actually lower your serotonin levels. Now, we're all guilty of kids having a hot dog now and then. So we end up eating what they eat a lot of the time. But highly processed meats, I love sausages, but the highly processed meats, which are sausages, bacon and ham, hot dogs, any kind of processed meat, contain preservatives and saturated fats that link to inflammation and poor brain health. Now, it's not all negative, because there's foods that can actually help with your mood. So if you're in a low mood, these foods can help you to feel better. Now, a lot of people don't realise that, eating the right foods does improve your mood, does increase your serotonin, and does help you feel better in general. I know if I've ate a load of crap, it doesn't do anything for me. I just feel like utter crap, and it makes me feel tired and irritable and snappy. And I was going through a phase where I literally cut all that crap out, and I was feeling much better in myself. And then I used it as an excuse when I was stressed to start eating loads of crap again. And I'm telling you now, it's made me feel like utter dog poo, literally. And it's made me irritable and snappy. And who thought that food would have that effect on someone? And that's why I think it's important to talk about it, and why I'm talking about it today. Because half of us don't know that what we're putting in our faces, in our mouths, is contributing to how we feel on a daily basis. So the other side of that is foods that can help with your mood. So food can lift your mood. So if you eat like oily fish, like salmon, sardines, mackerel, they're all like rich in omega-3s and contribute to brain health, especially in children, but also can improve mood. So if your kids, constantly snapping at you and stuff like that, a bit of omega-3 wouldn't go amiss. Some will not eat vegetables, they will not touch vegetables, but leafy greens like spinach, kale, broccoli, they have folate and magnesium in. Now, magnesium helps you sleep better, as well as contributing to a lot of benefits for your body, because we are made up of chemicals and metals. We don't really associate the fact that we are, but when you think about it, if you've not got enough iron in your blood, your blood actually has iron in it. So another reason we're affected by tides and moon phases and all that kind of stuff is because, when you look at what the human body is made of, it is like amazing if you ever look into it. So again, folate and magnesium, they can help. People have always said nuts and seeds are important. So walnuts, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, they've all got healthy fats and they have zinc. Now, zinc is brilliant for teenagers, especially for like spots and stuff like that. But it also benefits the body because, again, we have metals in our body, and if we're not getting the supplements to keep your body running at peak efficiency, it has to be added in somewhere else. So if you don't want to eat the foods, then you need to be taking the supplements. So it makes your mood better. Like whole grains such as like, brown rice and wholemeal spaghetti, all that kind of stuff, oats, they're all slow releasing energy instead of a quick sugar fix and then crash. They slow release the energy that your body needs throughout the day. You can make cakes with oats. You don't have to use white flour. You can actually use oat flour. You just blend oats up, and you can use oats in your cooking with like fruit. You can do oat cakes with apple, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to like stop eating things that you like altogether, but you can change the ingredients that you put in them. Now, we all know about bacteria, gut bacteria. That's something that we need to help our digestive system run better, and that's in fermented foods, yogurt, kefir. Now, I don't eat kefir. Sauerkraut, I've tried sauerkraut, but I like the fact that yogurt actually gives you gut health and serotonin support. But I mean, I know like there is a lot of people out there that would eat sauerkraut and kefir, and it is really good for serotonin support as well as your gut health. Who thought a yogurt could actually put you in a good mood? So we all know berries, absolutely brilliant. Antioxidants and vitamin C. Now, berries are amazing. I mean, who don't like strawberries or raspberries or blueberries? You've got cranberries, you've got, now I always forget what they're called, elderberries, all that kind of stuff helps your body to kick out all the shit that you've been eating. Oh God, I swore on this one. I'm going to have to put it as explicit because I've been trying not to. Kicks out all that from your body and gives you a dose of vitamin C as well. So it helps you to be more resistive to viruses that are going around, airborne viruses, getting the flu and all that. So it's surprising the difference food can make. So let me know if you already knew all this, or you never really associated the food you eat with serotonin levels, because it'd be interesting to know how many of you already knew this or did not have a clue.